Okay guys, so now I'm going to do question 2. So I won't read the entire statement. Please read it on your own. But what we have in a nutshell is we are having a top 10 maths learners which their marks were recorded at a certain time. So this is the time and these are the marks of these learners, right? So below is a scatter plot of the marks and the time, the average time. So in 2.1 it says that calculate the equation of the least squares regression line, right? We all know the least squares regression line, right? So for us to find that equation, which is y is equals to a plus bx, right? So this is the equation of the regression line. So you need to punch these values here, these values in this table here. So this average time would be your x, this learner marks would be your y, right? So these are the instructions that I just wrote for you to really find the regression line. So you're going to use your normal calculator, your normal casual calculator. If you're using a different calculator and you want me to really explain how to find this, please hit that comment in the comment section below. Just write, inform me which calculator you're using and you need help with this thing, and I will explain. So in a normal calculator, casual calculator to be specific, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to press mode, and then after pressing mode you're going to press number 2. So you're going to see number 2 there, and then you press it, which would be written start, right? And then step number 3 is you're going to press number 2 there. So in number 2 you will see this equation here, which is the equation of the regression line, right? And then after doing that, you're going to write, so you're going to see a table which is like this. So it's going to be x and it's going to be y, right? So you're going to put in values of x and then you're going to put in values of y, right? So in the values of x you're going to put average time, because that is our that is in the x-axis if you see at the scatter plot. And then in the value of y you're going to put learner's marks. So you're going to punch in all these numbers here that are in the table, this table here, this one here. So you're going to put in all the x values, these are the x values, and then you're going to put in all the y values like that, right? And then once you're done, you're just going to press escape. You're going to press, not escape, sorry. You're going to press AC of your calculator. It's in the big button. It's written AC. So you're going to press that button. And then after that, you will press the following. So you're going to press shift, right? So you're going to press shift and then you press number 1 of your calculator. After pressing number 1, you're going to press number 5, which will take you to the regression section. And then after pressing number 5, you will see in number 1 you will see an alphabet A. Then you can punch in that number 1 to find the value of A, and then you can punch in number 2 to find the value of B. So you can first punch in the value of A and find the value of A, and then start afresh by punching in shift 1, 5, and then you find the value of B, right? So that is the whole step on finding this equation, right? So the values that you're supposed to get is, the A value is supposed to be 12.41 and the B value is supposed to be 0.485, and then you have to write your equation, right? The equation is A plus BX, so it's going to be 12.41 plus 0.485x. So this is your equation that is required in this question here. So now 2.2, we are told that a learner completed the exam in 2.5 hours. Predict the mark that the learner will achieve. So for us to find this mark, you know your equation is y is equals to a plus bx, right? Which you found to be 12.41 plus 0.485 x, right? So this is your equation that you found in 2.1. So you just need to substitute where there's x, because x represents time. So in this case, you are given 2.5 hours. But you can't substitute 2.5 hours in the equation because the x represents minutes, right? Your average time is in minutes. So you need to convert these 2.5 hours into minutes. So you're going to say 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? But you have 2.5 hours. So it's going to be 2.5 hours divided by 1 hour times 60 minutes. Then the answer that you're supposed to get is 150 minutes. Then you're going to substitute that 150 minutes in this x value here. And your y is supposed to be 85.16%. So this is the percentage for the learner in 150 minutes. 2.3, they say explain within the context why the regression line is not reliable. So remember, the regression line says that we have y is equals to 4 so the regression line says that we have y is equals to 12.41 plus 0.485x, right? Why are we saying this regression line is unreliable? When this is the x-intercept, right? It's 12.41%. So this means now that x-intercept, which means, it's the y-intercept, it's the y-intercept where x is equals to 0. So 0 time. At 0 time, the learner is supposed to get 12.41%, which is impossible, right? You have to start writing. If you look at the scatter, by the way, of these 10 students or these 10 learners, it doesn't really start at the intercept. So the intercept doesn't really exist according to this scatter plot, because if you can see here, it starts at 50. The marks start at 50. They don't really appear to have 12.41. So 12.41 doesn't really exist. So it makes the regression line not reliable. 2.4. We are asked to calculate the standard of deviation of the top 10 mathematic learners, right? So remember, this table, use the same table. So the same table where you punched all the numbers following my instruction on 2.1. You use that same table, but now to find the standard of deviation, you're going to say shift and then you press 1, right? And then you press 4, which will take you to the variance. And then the variance that you're supposed to choose is this one of like this, that looks like this, right? In your calculator, you need to choose this one. Why are you choosing this one? Is because this represents population, right? But if you choose this one, this one rather, it represents samples. So here we're talking of people, so we need this standard of deviation, not this one here. So you're going to choose a standard of deviation that looks like this in your calculator. So your standard of deviation is supposed to be 10.28. That is what you're supposed to get. Constant deviation of the mean. So if the mean is equal to this number, calculate the value of p. So how to solve this problem? We have so to be able to solve this problem, we have the mean, right? And if you subtract the mean with the standard of deviation, you're going to get your value of p, right? The mean we are given is 63.96 minus the standard of deviation that we don't know is equals to p. So let's say this is your equation 1. And your equation 2, you can say the mean 63.96 plus your standard of deviation, which you don't know, is equals to this point here, the point of p, but which is 103.59. So this is your equation 2, right? So let's first solve equation 2 because we have everything. So I'm just gonna say 63 here at the top, 0.96 plus this standard deviation is equals to 103.59, right? Transpose the 63 to the other side, you have standard deviation is equals to 103.59 minus 63.96, right? And the answer you're supposed to get here is 39.63 for this one here. And then you go back to your equation 1 where you already have this. Now you want to find the value of P. So you're going to say in equation 1 it's 63.96 minus the standard deviation is equals to P, and then 63.96 minus what's this value here we found to be 39.63. 39.63 is equals to P. So when you subtract these two numbers, you're supposed to get 24.33. So that is the answer for P.